raise it, raise the roof. Hello, Googans. Happy no-loss Monday.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's a not defeat Monday edition of After Chill. Happy to have it.
Yeah.
What a glorious weekend it was of not being disappointed by football. Unless you're a Florida Gator fan, or a Florida State Seminole fan, or a Miami Hurricanes fan.
But I'm used to it at this point.
Then it's another story. But as far as on the professional side of things, we had a wonderful Sunday where our team did not play, and thus had no opportunity to lose the game, which was a big pick-me-up. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's a lot of great football throughout the weekend that we got to enjoy, though. Namely, the marquee game in the NFL all week. Drew, I'm sure you tuned in for at least a little bit of Rams yesterday from New Orleans. What a game.
Down 21.
Big jump out by the Saints. Rams fought all the way back, and then what a dagger from Drew Brees. That 72-yarder to Michael Thomas to salt it away.
Joe Horn
did. Went to the post and dug the flip phone out from underneath it. Mm-hmm. Troy Aikman got his panties all in a twist about that one, man. He was very mad about that one.
It's remarkable what people will get fake angry about nowadays.
It was
that can't actually piss you off that much.
Somehow it managed to piss Drew right off, man. Troy. He was upset about that one. If you think about it for half a second, you understand what's going on because it was what. A throwback, right? Mm-hmm. It was a tribute to Joe Horn, who 15 years earlier.
Who, by the way, they had no idea about somehow.
Right, somehow I'd forgotten about him. Joe Horn did the exact same thing 15 years earlier with the Saints in 2003. Had dug a flip phone up from the post and did the same celebration. Mm-hmm. So it was fine. No harm, no foul. They got the penalty. He got yelled at by his head coach. That should be the end of it.
I don't know if you watch a lot of, because you already brought them up. Do you watch a lot? Do you ever watch Florida State play at all?
Not since they played Northern Illinois.
But you're aware that they have a horrible offensive line.
Yes, that's well established that Florida State's offensive line is, if not the worst, among the worst in the country.
So,
dreadful.
I was watching Florida State play, and their offensive line was their typical horrible self. It was another new lineup this week.
They were playing a real juggernaut from NC State, though. Yeah, so let's be fair.
Yeah, right. And then I go and I watch LSU Alabama, and I think to myself, I'm just in awe. Like, I'm not an O-line guru. Like, it's tough to sit there and be like, wow, what a left tackle. Like, we know left tackles and right. Like, we know the tackles and the guards to be good and the centers because, let's be honest, people tell us. They're like, that guy is really, really good. Right. And you're like, all right, well, I want, like, Andrew Norwell. If you had asked me 2 years ago, hey, Drew, who's Andrew Norwell? I probably wouldn't have been able to tell you. Honest to God.
Right. But then the Jack signed him, and everybody said he was
I want him,
great guard and Pro Bowler. Okay, sounds good.
But, I mean, it's remarkable to me because my teams now are the Jags and the Knowles, who both have putrid offensive lines.
Very bad.
Even just watching a game like Alabama-LSU where you see, like, the quarterback well-protected or, like, big running lanes, you're like, wow, it is possible to have a good offensive line.
And it's funny, too, watching that game Saturday night. We're talking about LSU-Alabama. All these years, and we're going on a decade now, this LSU run, or this Alabama run, that Alabama has been a contender, a power team, legitimate threat to win the national title year in and year out.
This might be their best one yet.
Now for a decade plus. And what's the one thing, up until this year, what's the one thing we always said about Alabama? Boy, Alabama's always so good on defense,
game manager,
so good on offense. They always got so much talent.
Bad kickers.
What would happen if they had a real
quarterback? Yeah,
now look. Because Tua
is a real quarterback. He's good.
Tonga Vailoa,
Vailoa,
as we've learned,
is the real deal. You gotta get like island mood for that.
Right.
Tua Tonga Vailoa.
Tua Tonga Vailoa is the real deal, and nobody's beating Alabama this year.
No.
Let's just fold it up.
Clemson's the only team.
Why don't we give UCF their shot this year? Because nobody else is gonna beat them.
Honest to God. That's what we should do.
Just send UCF.
That's what
like a blood sacrifice.
Lead the lamb to the slaughter. Lead him to the slaughter. Give UCF the 4 seed and say, "There you go, Buckaroo. This is your shot to show us you belong."
Go get him. You put up the billboard.
80-0
at least,
and I would laugh my ass off
the whole time. It'd be glorious.
I mean, every first down, I'd just be in tears.
It'd be great. Every time Alabama scored, they should cut to Josh Heupel on the sideline, just looking like, "Oh God, what did we get into?"
By the way, here's the other crappy thing as a Florida State guy watching Alabama play. Every single one, not every single one. That's over exaggeration, but like 4 of their skill players who are all really, really good all of their number 2 schools were like Florida State. Like every single, even like the Henry Ruggs kid was even like, yeah, I went to bed Tuesday night and Noah woke up Wednesday, which was signing day, and decided I was going to bed. Like that close.
Right.
FSU was like 4 of these dudes. And lucky for all of them, they've made the best decision because they're really
go
good.
Somewhere else?
Yeah, to go to Alabama.
To go anywhere else? Go anywhere else?
Anywhere else.
Kevin says that apparently LSU had Tua's brother on the sideline as a guest.
Yeah,
of LSU.
no, here's what they did.
A little psychological warfare. It didn't work!
There was like 15 recruits at the game, right? Like a lot of recruits. The only one who walked out to like the 15 or 20 yard line with Coach O with an LSU thing on was Tua's brother.
Really?
Just walked him on out there, said hey to the crowd. It's like, dude.
We get what you're doing.
Yeah, and he's also committed to Alabama, and he's going to go to Alabama.
He's going to go to Alabama.
So,
but I mean, good on you, Ed. Keep going. By the way, Ed Orgeron's never-ending battle with the closed captioning continued Saturday in the post game. It was glorious. Closed captioning devices cannot, for the life of them, figure out what the hell Ed Orgeron is saying, and neither can we.
It's so, and I say this all the time. Like as a fan, you can't even help but like when Florida State was playing Clemson. Like ask me 3 weeks before the game, I'm like, we're gonna lose 77-0. But once game week shows up, every day that goes by, you try to convince yourself
that
in your
it's
head
not gonna go that way.
More and more that you're like, you know what, maybe.
And then it does.
And then it goes exactly how your rational brain thought it would. Like LSU fans, like, did you really think that you were going to beat Alabama? Like, there's no way, right? I said, here's what I said. I said, you know what? They got an outside shot because their defense is so good and it's at home and it's a night game. They got an outside shot maybe to confuse Tua a little bit and not lose and be able to cover the 14.5 points.
Not against this Bama team.
To just lose by 14 maybe.
You mentioned
and it should have been worse, by the way.
You mentioned the natural progression of the fan.
Yes.
Did you happen to catch the hodgepodge, the montage of Alex Bregman's Snapchat?
I did not.
Saturday night. Now, Alex Bregman from the Houston Astros is a LSU guy.
I know he was a game day guest.
Played his guest on game day. Actually nailed 2 of his picks.
Oh boy.
He also said that LSU was going to win 42-3 or something.
Oh.
So he missed that one.
Okay.
But he called Arizona State beating Utah and nobody else picked it. And there was one other one that he.
To be fair, if you threw me on a guest on game day and I'm just a professional baseball player and Florida State's in some big game, I'd be like, we're winning 100.
Now he was all LSU'd up,
sure.
And somebody edited together some of his snaps from the night, and it started out like you said. LSU had worked themselves into a bit of a lather throughout the week, and felt not only did they have a chance, but that they were going to beat Bama,
sure,
and they were going to expose Bama. I mean, Bregman's hyped up. He's on the sidelines with his boys.
Did it have anything to do with Evaldi? That's all.
I don't think so.
Okay.
He was in his suite. He was in a suite, and he's screaming that LSU ain't played, or Alabama ain't played nobody. Alabama ain't played nobody. And then the last 8 seconds or so of the clip was a snap of Bregman, just of his face, in the club, just sitting there, staring off into the abyss as the truth washed over him that no, you weren't even in the same stratosphere as Alabama Saturday night in that stadium. LSU, try as you may.
All-time cocky move, by the way, by the Bama crowd at the game, chanting, they indeed want Bama. They want Bama, is what the Bama fans are doing.
Yeah.
Because everybody says we want Bama, and then you play them, and you're like, take it or leave it. I didn't really
Speaking
want it.
of shade moves, did you see the move the New Orleans Saints pulled during pregame at their game? They actually ran off a highlight package highlighting all the Rams' various relocations.
Oh!
Throughout the years.
That's funny.
As they left L.A. for St. Louis, left St. Louis to go back to L.A. They've been a nomadic franchise. And the Saints pointed it out.
And the Saints feel like they've got as much of a right to make fun of them as anyone, because after Katrina, everybody basically wrote them off for dead in New Orleans, and they stayed put and won the Super Bowl.
Brought it back and made
then they just thumped the Rams.
Yeah.
They didn't thump them, beat them by 10.
I mean, it's weird. It's like, it was a weird game because, like you said, I mean, on the scoreboard it doesn't look like a thumping, but 2/3 of that game it felt like a thumping.
Yeah.
It felt like an ass beating.
Oh.
It ended up not being that way, but it felt that way.
They'll meet again.
By the way, huge impact from Dante Fowler Jr. in that game for the Rams.
Oh,
That's a joke. He didn't really do much.
Get table-topped by Mark Ingram. That was fun.
That did happen.
Yes.
That, in fact, did happen. Before we sign off, we talked about good offensive line play and how we haven't seen it in Jacksonville or for Drew in Tallahassee as well. So we'd be remiss if, speaking of good offensive linemen, sad news for the Jags and for Jacksonville as a total, as Vince Manawai, who spent many years here with the Jaguars, was beyond good. He was a very, very good
player,
offensive lineman, a borderline Pro Bowler for a few years here with the Jaguars, and he passed away yesterday at the age of 38. They don't really know exactly what happened. They don't suspect foul play, just that Vince was moving into his apartment in Hawaii, and then later on was found, unresponsive. He was rushed to the hospital. He died. So don't want to speculate. Don't know. We don't know what happened. But as the tributes came pouring in, one thing's for certain. Anybody who had an encounter with Vince Manawai in the Jacksonville community or elsewhere at large
seemed like a good dude.
Seemed like he was a nice man. Was well liked, kind of a man of the people, and embraceable. And,
oh no!
Speaking of the exact opposite of that, not a nice man, not embraceable, not a man of the people. Fresh off the Florida Gator podcast with Frank Frangie.
The legend is here.
Ready for tonight's showdown.
Media mogul.
Between the Knicks and Bulls, as we were both geared up, ready for action.
That.
Let's get it.
Let's get it on, baby.
Let's get it on.
Come on now.
Tuesday soon come.
I see your boy KP is dodging this one again, coward.
It's a win-win for both of us. You know it and I know it. Because if you win, great, we get to talk trash. If you lose, you say we want to lose.
We hit the ping pong ball.
Yeah, boom.
Either way, it's a victory. Thanks for coming, Dan.
Thanks for having
me. It was
me.
nice to see you. On that note, we'll bid everyone a fond farewell.
We're done.
And, can't top that. We just peak viewership 3 here on
Hey-o!
Love you, Googans. See you tomorrow.